Good night to each and every one of you in Georgetown, Guyana, fellow citizen of Guyana, Indian descendant and the black African descendant. My fellow brothers and sisters, as you might be aware of our political turmoil at the present moment, I asked many questions and I still cannot find an answer. I want to know why Indian and blacks in Guyana cannot agree when all of you are great-grandchildren of indentured slavery or slavery in the whole. When you have the Portuguese, the Chinese, who also came to that country and they went through some hardship. But I'm not here about slavery and indentured slavery and cheap labor. I am here about what is right and what is wrong. As you know, the late Samson Forbes Burnham, LFSB, a liar, effing son of a bitch, and Cherry Jagan, Judas the Iscariot, came back and betrayed Guyana, who's supposed to be the Jerusalem. And Peter, who said he didn't know what Burnham would have become after he collated. I want you to study the Bible. J for Jerusalem, G for Guyana, J for Jagan, J for Judas, also J for Jesus, B for Barabbas, and Burnham is B. And Peter, who said he didn't know, is Peter the God. I ask this question. Are you people understand what really taking place? Indian and black I'm speaking to, not the rest. Because the Portuguese don't fight for country. The Chinese don't care a hell about it. Only the Douglas that you four whoremongers read about, that born with other nation, and respectfully, after the native Indian indigenous people, as we call black people, is the Douglas. You Indian and black people got to wake up, because you black people support white man to run out of Africa, like as much the Indian do for India. But you're in Guyana now. I don't care what our ancestors went through, is what you are going through. Burnham lied to you. Desmond Height tried, but he couldn't save everything. The Indian used him and abused him and vote the other way. Cherry Jagan lied to the Indian. Walter Rodney, a young black historian, was murdered by both of them, Burnham and Jagan. Joe, you may not like it, but I am saying it. We can go to that. And today, we have seen a lot of changes. Dr. Jagan get the country. He didn't outlive his term. He died and he gone. You could play with people, but not God at time. Then Barra Jagdio, Gina Jagan, all of them taking Sam Blanks and Hines, Barra Jagdio, and the whole country end up in a pack of homosexual, lesbian and gay. Now I have nothing against you. I am a Christian, and Jesus tell me to love my fellow man, which means when I go with a woman, they say I am bad. So since I'm a Christian, I should go to bed with a man. Who in Parliament want a man like Orion? Tell me. I don't go that way. I don't reverse. I go forward. But what I want to make sure here tonight is what is happening to Guyana. Then you black people believe black man should rule Guyana. Indian believe that Indian should rule Guyana. I call upon both of you. Stop this bloody nonsense. Because the Amerindian people are there and it's their country. You read the Bible. It says, thou shalt not covet thy brother's property. So give it up. You want Africa, you got it. You want India, you got it. Why you want a Buckman country? But nevertheless, you get what you want. If I was not born in Guyana, and someone had blindfold me and take me to Guyana during Burnham time, high time, even now, I would have believed it's Africa. 89% to 92% civil servant, all black, the police, the military, few Indian between. The most corrupt people in it. And I'm telling you the truth. I'm not lying, so help me God. And you people are going to church, give up the Holy Bible. And for you Hindu, who are fighting for power, divide Pakistan, and yet you don't understand. Guyana is for Guyanese, not Indianese and Africanese. Wake up. because we have a cruel awakening. You might kill my son. You might imprison him. You have children too. You have grandchildren too. All of you shall be accountable for the crime that you committed since you are 65 members in parliament, whether ruling party or opposition. All of you are guilty of crime. And a lot of you got blood on your hands. I have no fucking apology for this. I'm telling you all in front. Police commissioner, you will answer also. The commander of the military and whoever, you all will answer. The judicial system is the most corrupt place in Guyana, and the parliament, hand in hand. But there's an exception to the rule. You got decent black people and Indian. The blacks rule and they try to do the best as they can due to their teaching. But you Indian, you love Guyana, but yet you back India, your culture. Chinese got culture too, Portuguese got culture too, and the Amerindian Uzbek people, they got culture too. Is only your culture admitted? Answer me. So therefore I want you all to understand. Time is short. 200 and something thousand blacks. 200 and something thousand Indian. In a country with 740 to 780,000 people. It's an indigenous country. If the Portuguese, Chinese and Amerindian and Douglas come together, where will that put you all? Tell me. But every crime that was committed towards a black man, or a black woman, or a black child shall be reopened for investigation. Whether it was done by your own black race or an Indian, Chinese, or Portuguese, there shall be trial. And if convicted for the crime, jail is not your place. Execute your ass. I am saying it and I have no apology for this. Every innocent home you destroy as an Indian when you are in power, because it's a black man speak out against you, you burn his house, you get him in an accident, you kill him or rape his family, you shall answer. I call upon the US, Canada, England and the rest of the Caribbean to denounce you and not to allow you to enter their country around the world. That's why I love Donald Trump. He's one of the greatest presidents in our time, because he went into the UN and he told you fuckers, excuse the French, he was elected to make America great and safe. You all was elected to do the same thing for Guyana and elsewhere, but you all full your pocket, lie to your people, and do what you all feel is right. Lock up innocent people. Plenty judge and magistrate will have to answer charges. Plenty coolie businessmen and criminal-minded black men who are in the police force from Ivlery to Timeri, who take bribe and do the coolie work and the politician work. You all got to answer. You are not coming out of Guyana. There will be no more visa for plenty of you. So I call upon you all. Do what is right for Guyana. We are going to back David Granger this time. He was driven out from Mackenzie. Because black people don't take shit. Don't lie to them. You could lead people to God. Black people want principle. And they're the strongest force in Guyana right now. They will defend that country. With the Amerindian, the Douglas, the Portuguese and Chinese, and the native Indian, the indigenous, Guyana have a future. You East Indian better wake up. Join hands with us. All problem down the road. I have no apology to this. If you kill my son, every one of you have sons and grandsons. So help me God. I love my country. I shall and will revenge you. And if you all kill me, go beyond to your generation. That's a message for you. I'm not a fucking politician. And I use that word to let you all understand. You all are the most corrupted, you Indian bastards. Wake up! Have a good night.